Which anime is better? Frieren or Mushoku Tensei? I swear I'm not trying to stir up drama or anything, I'm actually making this video to satisfy my own curiosity because these two anime are surprisingly similar, yet I honestly don't know which one is better, so that's what we're about to fucking find out. Best Protagonist. Rudeus and Frieren are both powerful mages who really like chess, but Mushoku Tensei is literally the story of Rudy's character development, so this category is almost not even fair. We see flashbacks of Frieren from like 80 years ago, and she's literally the exact same character that she is now. So you can't tell me she gets more development than Rudeus, because while Rudy's out there improving himself and becoming a better person, Frieren is like barely even a person. Before you post that comment though, I know what you're thinking. At least Frieren isn't a pedo. That's a valid point, but then again, it's just fiction, and also, I'm not saying Frieren had feelings for Himmel, cause that hasn't been confirmed yet, but if she did, then yeah, bro, she is 974 years older than him. That's a 2-figure age gap. That's like if you started dating a girl who hasn't even left her dad's balls yet. Regardless, it's undeniable that Frieren is significantly more welcoming than Mushoku Tensei. Some of you love Rudeus, and some of you hate Rudeus, but nobody hates Frieren, and for that, I think she deserves a point. However, I'm giving one to Rudeus too, because while Frieren feels like a character, Rudy feels more like a person. And yeah, I'm using oranges to represent points because I know at least one of you is gonna say, you can't compare apples to oranges because they're different. Wrong. Oranges are better than apples. They have more vitamins, less calories, they smell better, the peel protects it from bugs, there's no cock-blocking core in the middle, the fruit comes in convenient bite-sized slices, and you don't even have to wash them. The orange is such a superior fruit that they even named the color after it, and nothing fucking rhymes with it either. This video isn't sponsored by oranges though, it's actually sponsored by AFK Arena. If you like to watch anime and game at the same time, AFK Arena is the perfect idle RPG for you. It's basically a game you can play without the stress of having to do all the grinding yourself. There's over 100 heroes in the game, so just pick your favorites, form a team, and let them handle the rest. There's now over 100 million adventurers in the realm of Asperia, so to celebrate its 5th anniversary, AFK Arena is launching a massive update. The ancient faction Draconis had been AFK for thousands of years, until now they're back. They've reappeared on Asperia and several new heroes have arrived, as well as 2 new highborn heroes who use a unique ability called Scale Manifest. AFK Arena will give you one of the new highborn heroes for free as soon as you enter the game and try the new Winged Sojourn event. I'm a big proponent of multitasking, so I like playing AFK Arena while I'm editing videos, watching anime, or studying at the same time. And you can get Albedo too. And you can get Yennefer too. Download AFK Arena right now with my link in this video's description. In celebration of the past 5 years, for a limited time, every player can get 250 free summoning opportunities and rewards. And because you're watching this video, you specifically can get an additional 50 free summons with my gift code in the description. Thank you again to AFK Arena for sponsoring this video. Best Fight Scene. This category is not about which anime has better fight scenes, because that gets more into the territory of best animation, so this category is simply for one scene only. Out of all of Mushoku Tensei and all of Frieren, what was the best fight scene? I know what it is. You know what it is. I think we all know what it is. Frieren vs. Frieren was such an amazing fight because it exceeded our expectations even though they were extremely high to begin with. Since the first episode, Frieren has been built up as an extremely powerful mage who was so strong that she never needed to go all out, until her opponent was literally a clone of herself. This fight scene was so amazing because on paper it should have been impossible to make, yet somehow they did it justice anyway, and that's why Frieren deserves this award. I mean, orange. Best soundtrack. This is dead even, boys. I got both soundtracks on the same playlist, and I love them equally. Mushoku Tensei's music is so fitting and nostalgic, but Frieren's music is literally Shire music from Lord of the Rings. So, I don't know, guys. I guess if you threatened me with a dildo and forced me to choose a winner, I'd pick Frieren simply because Frieren music hasn't gotten me a copyright claim yet, but this category is way too close to choose a winner, so I'm giving both anime a participation trophy. Except it's not a trophy, it's just a orange. Best Waifus. In case you didn't know, Frieren herself is not really a waifu. She might look like a waifu, but in reality she's more like a majestic creature that we should admire from afar. We don't fuck Frieren, boys. Our measly human dicks are unworthy of such beauty. Siri can get it though. Some of you are super into fern, but I don't really understand that. Personally, I like it when a woman has a giant bush, so Sense is actually my favorite waifu, other than Ubel, obviously. Ubel might cut it off, but it's worth the risk because she's basically Elsa from ReZero except greener, which means she's better for the environment because she helps to cut down on carbon emissions. Ubel is so hot that due to the anime's lack of fan service, we've resorted to sexualizing random body parts like the armpit. Anyway, Frieren deserves 1 orange for putting up a decent fight, but Mushoku Tensei is leaving here with 2. I mean, aside from the 3 main girls, Mushoku Tensei also has Sarah, Nanahoshi, Nina, Rinia, Persena, Ariel, Silveril, Atofe, Roxy's mom, Elaine, Lilia, Rada, Ginger, Orsted, and Elenalise. That's just a few off the top of my head, but don't even get me started on Sylphie, Eris, and God forbid, Roxy. Best storytelling. This category is actually the reason I made this video because it's one of the things that makes these anime so similar. Both Mushoku Tensei and Frieren are structured exactly the same. At their core, each is a slice of life anime except with an occasional detour that may involve some fighting or drama, like how both series have an arc where the main character tries to go to magic school and somehow ends up clearing a dungeon. The advantage Frieren has in this category is the quality of storytelling you can find in the small details that don't really matter. Like this old man who only appears in episode 16. His small isolated story about protecting the village for his late wife was better than the main story of most other anime. We probably won't ever see this guy again, yet I'll remember how beautiful and profound his story was. That's just one example, but every side quest in Frieren is just as good as that one. Mushoku Tensei differs in the sense that it does an amazing job tying every side quest together. For example, Rudy goes shopping for a new house, but it turns out the house is haunted, so he has to fight a ghost that ends up being a doll, which Rudy gives to the side character who's obsessed with dolls, which allows another side character who's a magic nerd to make an observation that resolves another side character's completely unrelated issue. Everything in Mushoku Tensei ties together like this, and it's just amazing watching the author weave different events together so effortlessly. The storytelling is my favorite part of both Frieren and Mushoku Tensei, so I'm giving 3 oranges to both anime this time. Best animation. These anime look very similar in terms of animation and just in general too. I didn't even bother comparing sceneries and visuals because they're pretty much interchangeable in my opinion. A landscape from Frieren would look totally natural if you saw it in Mushoku Tensei and vice versa. The animation is very similar as well, but Mushoku Tensei's Red Dragon looked better than the one in Frieren, and don't even get me started on Mushoku Tensei's bread. It cost them some bread to animate that bread. Frieren's fight scenes are generally a bit better than Mushoku Tensei's fight scenes, but Mushoku Tensei's fight scenes are usually melee oriented and there's also a lot more of them. This is another category where both series are getting 2 oranges, except I'm gonna let Frieren take one from Mushoku Tensei because Frieren aired 28 episodes back to back without taking a break or lowering its quality standards. In fact, some of the last episodes of the season had the highest quality overall, and that's something I really admire. I hate it when studios decide to split a season in half because the hype always dies during the break and some people just forget about it entirely. So big respect to Frieren for accomplishing that. Best opening song. This is only worth 1 orange because it doesn't really matter, but Frieren's first opening was really good and Mushoku Tensei's new opening reminds me of an early 2000s anime for some reason. However, Mushoku Tensei Season 1 had literally the best openings ever. They didn't break the immersion to play the same visuals we've seen 11 times already, but instead they animated new scenes for every episode so that the visuals were relevant to what was actually happening. I'm sorry Frieren, but this is just a clear and obvious win for Mushoku Tensei. Best episode. I just watched episode 39 of Mushoku Tensei and thought it was one of the best in the entire series, but Turning Point 2 is probably a lot of people's favorite. Roxy's backstory in episode 18 is also one of my personal favorites, but for me, number 1 is still episode 8. This is the episode that opened up the series for me and got me really excited to continue watching it. But I won't lie to you guys, Mushoku Tensei is not getting this orange. Episode 10 of Frieren was just one of the most conclusive and satisfying endings to an arc I've ever seen. Sometimes writers like to be pussies where they don't let the hero kill the villain because they're afraid that the audience won't support the hero as much, but that wasn't a problem in Frieren. This episode was so good, and every time I rewatch it, I always get chills whenever Frieren unsuppresses her mana. Best characters. I was gonna do best world building, but that would have been another tie, so instead we're gonna close this video out with the one category where these anime differ completely. I hope you guys liked the video, by the way. It was a good fight, but this is GG. Frieren and Mushoku Tensei are very similar in terms of the world, the fantasy vibes, the slice of life structure, the music, and the brilliant animation. But the one category where they're different is characters. Frieren's characters are unfortunately the weakest part of the anime, and before you freak out, I'm not saying they're bad characters. In fact, they're pretty damn good. However, all the other parts of the anime are better. So although these two anime are very similar, the one advantage Mushoku Tensei has is its characters. The whole point of Mushoku Tensei is its characters, and every one of them changes and grows throughout the story. I remember how much I hated Eris at first, yet now I think she's the best written character in the whole series. Later this season, you guys will really start to appreciate Paul as a character, but I want to compare that to your first impression with him. Remember when he was a total piece of shit in the beginning, and then at some point we started to like him instead? I said this earlier about Rudius, but this applies to all the characters in the anime. They don't feel like characters, they feel like people, and that's what Mushoku Tensei does best. So with these final oranges, I officially declare Mushoku Tensei to be slightly better than Frieren. If anyone's upset about that, it's okay, because it's just oranges. It's not like Mushoku Tensei won anything of value. Frieren and Mushoku Tensei are about as similar as you can get, so that's why I think it's okay to compare them. But if you liked this video and you want to watch a similar one, I've also compared Mushoku Tensei to Re:Zero, although Re:Zero definitely isn't as similar to Mushoku Tensei as Frieren is. I think next time, rather than oranges, I'm gonna use inches instead, so let me know which two anime I should compare in the future. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm gonna go eat an orange. Peace.